What's going on, guys? The Nintendo Switch presentation just ended, and I am here with the Digicast. Scott and Jacob, how's it going, guys?
Oh, it's so good! It's so good!
I am so excited. Oh, goody. So for anyone that missed the presentation, we're going to really quick recap everything that happened. So the first thing that we saw for the Nintendo Switch was, before anything happened, we saw this really cool DJ light show kind of thing. What'd you guys think of that?
Oh, that was fat Japanese disco. I was so hype.
Oh, yeah. When I saw that, I got good vibes just right away.
I was actually playing Battlefield 1 with a group of my friends, and I had to stop just so I could mesmerize and look at what the hell was happening on the show. What the hell was that?
It was nuts, yeah.
I was really hoping they would just throw down like the stage, and then it would just be that. It would just be like, guys, the Switch is actually just disco. We just wanted to hype everyone up just for this one presentation so we could show off our new Nintendo DJ. We're actually going to go back and be a music company now. Sorry.
I would totally go to a Nintendo like dubstep show.
Yeah, after seeing that,
too.
oh yeah.
It was just like chill and trance step. That was great.
It was a great way to, it really set the mood. Like it let us all know that, okay, things are about to get real right now. It's gonna be great. And it was. So I guess real quick, so the price, we finally know what it is. It's gonna be $300. There's gonna be 2 different bundles. The only difference really is the color of the Joy-Cons. One bundle has 2 black Joy-Cons and the other bundle has a red and a blue one. So what do you guys think of the price? Is this too much? Is this just right?
I think it's just right.
I think it's just right,
I think
too.
it's perfect. Perfect. As long as they kept it under 300, there's only one bundle. There's no deluxe set. There's no premium set. There's nothing. It's go out, buy the goddamn Switch for your kid, and that's it.
Well, the other thing that was kind of striking was I'm surprised they didn't have some sort of demo game in the console itself. Maybe they'll have something like that. They just haven't told us about it yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They should throw that shitty-ass ARM-looking game in there. How can they trademark ARMS?
I don't know.
There was a TM next to ARMS.
That's pretty funny.
How?
It's pretty impressive. I don't know how they did that, but
It's plural. I mean, you can't. If it was
it's
arm
plural.
by its, yeah. I mean, it's arms with the S. I mean,
yeah.
Dude, you're so. I didn't even think about that. You're so right. In all seriousness, no. The start of the presentation, in my opinion, dog shit. I mean, really bad. Because they came out with basically Wii Sports 2, and then they came out with ARMS, which, honestly, all I could think about the whole time was Little Mac has to be pissed off right now that these douchebags are getting the spotlight, and he's over here just like, where's a new Punch-Out game?
And you know, ARMS.
It's Slinky Little Mac.
What I see them doing here, though, is I see them really going after everything at this point, because we saw ARMS, we saw 1-2 Switch, and these new games are trying to utilize kind of everything that the Joy-Con controllers can do, and with the accelerometers and being able to tilt and
there's a lot of technology in there.
There's a lot, yeah, and I also think that there's a possibility that you can still do a lot of Wii type stuff. So I think they're still trying to target some of the casual audience while also saying, hey, but we also have Zelda, we also have Mario, FIFA. Like they're just going all out, I think.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the third parties. They confirmed Skyrim, which is good. A lot of people were worried that it wasn't a confirmed title, so great.
I was worried.
We got FIFA.
I was so worried.
It's so dumb that I told you that was coming. By the way, I predicted that.
I kind of figured as well. I mean, yeah,
Everyone
it's an old
predicted
game. It's an old game, but still, this is Bethesda we're talking about. So this opens up really big opportunities for Nintendo in the future. So
yeah, they're the people that made the new Doom. They made the new Doom.
Exactly.
Please put the Doom on the Switch, even though I already have it.
That would be cool. I guess to talk about a few other games, some of the big ones we saw was Splatoon 2.
Can I say my pun? Can I say my bad pun real quick?
Sure.
In case you guys weren't watching me live tweet, it was great. I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of this dog I got on Nintendo. But whenever they were showing the ARMS thing, I was like, I'm about to 1-2 switch off this presentation if I don't see some goddamn games.
Well, thankfully,
we can keep going.
We did see some games though. We saw Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2. We saw some Square Enix. I forgot what the title was for Project Octopath Traveler. We saw.
I think what was it? Hang on, let me look. I have it.
It was called Project Octopath Traveler.
That's right,
honestly, it looked like a weird mix of like 16-bit RPGs, like Chrono Trigger, and then nowadays there's a lot more exploration, and I don't even know. My mind was just blown by all like the goodness in that like 10-minute segment, because we got Xenoblade 2, we got a new Square Enix game on a Nintendo console. We got a new Square Enix game on a Nintendo console. Finally, we got Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, and I shit my pants whenever they showed Fire Emblem Warriors.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh my god, I was squealing like a little girl. Oh.
And we saw a port of Rayman Rayman Legends, a Dragon Ball Z game, Just Dance. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting that game.
Just Dance is the
Just
most
Dance.
important part.
But really though, like the games that they showed aside from 1-2 Switch and ARMS, all of them I'm really, really excited about for the most part. Especially, I mean, you guys know me. Super Mario Odyssey, finally open world. Thank God, it's been 15 years since an open world Mario game. Jesus Christ, finally! And it actually looks so good. There's new moves. The environments are
amazing.
actually interesting.
That flying hat mechanic too, where he throws his hat and you can use it
Yeah,
to
that was
make
cool.
long
That's
jumps.
cool.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm so
in
excited.
all honesty, though, that art style looks like a weird mishmash of games. I mean, the
It
game
is a
looks
weird
really
art
fun,
style.
but that
Yeah.
creeps
It's
me out how
crazy.
his hat bobs up and down, and it scares me.
It throws that real world setting in there too. When I saw like the city and the taxi cabs, I was like, "What is this? Is this some sort of like Sims game or something?"
Mario
and then you see
GTA.
Mario
Yeah.
fly out
Mario
of like
GTA.
it's like what? And then so I feel like that part of the art style, throwing in those real world elements, is what kind of throws you off, and you're like, "Whoa, is this Mario?" But it is.
Yeah, it was a pretty bizarre art style, but like all I could think of was the ROM hack game I've been playing, Mario 64 Last Impact, because the landscapes and the environments were actually goddamn different and interesting. And I was so excited about that. And like, there was some things to collect. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Oh, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, a lot of it is new, and then they also still had all of the traditional Mario stuff as well, because we still saw like the question mark blocks and like these really like colorful environments, but we also saw like a desert world and like a jungle type thing. It seems like with Mario and Zelda, they're just throwing you into all these different all the
They're
terrains.
evolving their franchises. Finally.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like I mean, honestly, like the environments are just gorgeous. It just looks so weird having Mario plastered in there with like real humans.
Yeah.
That looks
that
really
looked
odd,
really weird.
But man, that game looks so much fun. And they actually came out and said open world sandbox.
Yep.
They said
when
that.
they said
That
open
was
world, I
said.
was like, what?
Yes. Finally.
Another
wait.
cool thing that what were you gonna say, Scott?
So we're talking about all these games, and I know we're flying at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. I feel like we skipped right over the fact that the battery life is 2.5 to 6.5 hours. What do we think about that?
Garbage.
It's okay. It's okay. I was really hoping it would have an average of like 6 to 8 hours, but at the same time, these games look very, very intensive, so I'm not that surprised the battery life is pretty bad.
Right.
Hopefully,
Actually, I'm happier that they confirmed they confirmed chat online, and I know a lot of people are going to be annoyed about this, but because they're actually having you pay for online services now, I'm almost kind of happy about that, just for the fact that they're actually giving a damn about online now, and they're really trying to push that. But they also, just the fact that they confirmed the price point alone is $300, and the games look that good, and we have like Skyrim, we have NBA 2K18, we have like the new Sonic. I'm very, very interested in this console now. I mean, really interested, because
And
$300, that's a solid price point. With shitty battery life, I can deal with that, because most of the time I'm probably going to play this thing docked anyway. And they're using Type-C, so Nintendo is now not going proprietary anymore.
Yep. USB
Just
Type-C.
good.
and no
Good. They
region
did a lot
locking
of good
too.
things. Yes,
No
and no
region
region
locking.
locking.
No
Oh,
region
how did
locking.
we forget about this?
And-
How did we forget about this?
And for those who didn't see it, we know that the online play is going to be a free trial at first, and then they were saying that fall of this year they would the trial would pass, and that you'd have to pay for the online service. So I'm wondering, what is the price for the online play that they're going to charge?
Hopefully it's
I
like
don't
$5 a
know.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's anything close to Xbox and PlayStation, it's just going to be like $5-6 a month, which a lot of people don't think it is. That's very reasonable to have stable, good online connectivity. So if it makes Nintendo give a shit about someone else besides Japan, I'm all for it. I am all for it.
There was a lot of Mario Kart in there that
I know.
flew by
Battle
really
mode.
fast.
an actual battle mode track. We saw one, and I'm seeing an image of an Inkling right now. That is pretty damn awesome.
They are listening. Like, there is so much in that presentation that I was
And
like,
the social
oh my
media
God.
sharing, that the button
Yes.
on the Joy-Con is
Yes.
an
That's
actual
cool.
capture
The share
button.
button.
Yep.
Yes, like
That's
there's
amazing.
so much Nintendo is just doing right with this. It was blowing my mind. Like I couldn't believe. I was like, I thought I was in some weird dystopian future where like Nintendo was listening to people, to humans. It's like they started the presentation by getting all the Nintendo shit like out of their body, and then they finally just listened to consumers again. Just finally,
I think
finally.
that one of the only things that they're doing wrong here is, and they probably can't help it. They probably just need more time. But I think waiting to launch Super Mario Odyssey that late, it's going to be holiday 2017. I feel like that's too long, and I feel like if they would have launched with Mario and Zelda both at launch, and Zelda is at launch, by the way, that was confirmed.
Yep,
but if they could have done both of those games at launch, I feel like then they absolutely would have nailed it. For me, that was one of the only major sort of drawbacks, is that they're not launching with both of those games.
I was kind of expecting that. I'm with you. I wish they launched both at the same time, but they have Zelda at launch, Splatoon in the summer, and Mario Odyssey in the holidays. So they have a lot of their big hitters spread out, which is good. In Mario Kart, we don't even know when that's coming out. That could also be a launch title. That could be during the summer. We have no idea.
I was really disappointed in the fact that we didn't. This is the only thing I was disappointed with. We didn't get to see any confirmation of like other like older franchises.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it though. I was expecting the new Mario, the new Zelda. The major surprise though was the Xenoblade and the Fire Emblem Warriors for me.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was cool.
losing my mind. That was cool. Yeah, so
That
I mean,
was cool.
and I am sticking true to what I said originally. They're giving me a sandbox Mario game. I will be buying a Switch.
Woo!
I will be buying a Switch because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting at least one of the 3 goddamn games I wanted. So that's something. And I'm getting Xenoblade 2, and I'm getting Fire Emblem Warriors.
But Jacob,
I've said from day one when Hyrule Warriors came out, Fire Emblem Warriors needs to be a thing now.
But wait a
And
minute, Jacob.
I'm getting that.
But are you going to buy a Switch on launch?
No.
Oh man,
I have
Okay,
no reason.
we'll
I have
see.
no reason
We'll
to get one
see.
at launch.
It ain't over yet. There's more news coming, so we'll
sure.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
if
see
you
for
switch around
tomorrow.
on that.
Actually, what news are they? Did they say anything about like a confirmed date about more news, or is it just tomorrow?
I mean, there's the treehouse, but we don't know. They're probably just going to show off more Zelda, I'm guessing. Maybe more Mario. I don't really know.
I hope it's
So-
nothing but a 6-hour presentation of ARMS.
Oh,
They
Jesus
did.
Christ.
I think they mentioned right at the end that the Switch homepage on the Nintendo website is going to have more stuff after the presentation. So now
Right.
I'm kind of trying to see what's going to be there. It looks like they're
Cool.
they're already prepping the. Oh, they're doing Treehouse Live stuff right now at this very second.
Oh,
As we're
real
recording
quick, this is kind of a small thing, but it wasn't confirmed until now. Touchscreen.
Yes. Yep.
capacitive touchscreen. That's right.
Yes,
That's pretty
capacitive
cool.
touchscreen. That's good.
And
now
up
we
to
can
8.
Now we can finally do multitive.
And up to 8 people.
Multitive. What the
Local
hell did I just say?
multiplayer.
Yeah, the 8 people local multiplayer is crazy.
That's
And I
nuts.
wonder
Yeah.
how good the bandwidth is, or I mean, for that to be reliable, that's actually kind of impressive.
I
And
wonder
then
if
you
it's
can also do Wi-Fi.
I wonder if it's 8 players because of Smash.
Probably. Yeah. The one thing that I was disappointed about for this conference, I think, is they didn't talk about space. They didn't talk about the cartridges at all in terms of
Yeah.
how
we
much
have
storage are
onboard
we going to be
storage
able to have.
details. Yeah.
Yep. That was the main thing. That's like the only big thing that they didn't hit that I wanted to hear about.
And the other thing is for a lot of these games, for a large number of them, I would say, including I think Fire Emblem Warriors and Xenoblade 2, like we didn't get a lot of. There's a lot of launch dates that we didn't get, right? So
Yeah.
for a lot of these, we know they're coming, and like even FIFA, we didn't get a launch date for. Like, I mean, and that's EA. So I think part of the verdict here, as far as Nintendo's direction, is kind of still out, because when these things launch is so super important.
Exactly.
What's good to know though is it's NBA 2K18 that we're getting and not 2K17. So that means it's not just going to be a port of an old game. They're bringing in a new sports game. That was really good news. I don't even care that much about like NBA games or anything, but just seeing that they're putting their faith in Nintendo on that regard, that makes me very happy.
I guess real
Yeah.
quick, what was your overall impression of this entire presentation?
Really good. I really don't have many complaints. I just wish we got to see more games.
Yeah. Yep.
That's really the only thing. It felt like it ended really abruptly, and it ending with Zelda was kind of annoying to me because it's like I've already seen so much of this game. I'd rather you end with something else. But I mean, I wasn't like annoyed. That was easily the best Zelda trailer I've seen, and that made me want the game so bad because it's like, okay, now I know there's a focus on story. Zelda was like crying.
Yeah,
I mean there
was some feels in that
It
trailer.
was dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was deep. That made me very excited to know like where is this at on the timeline. Is this going to be after the fall of Hyrule in the first timeline, or is this going to be in the Wind Waker timeline? So yeah, I'm definitely getting Breath of the Wild now, like for sure.
So you've gone back and forth on Zelda now, Jacob. Like at first you were down on it, then you were excited about it, then you were down on it. Now you're excited about it again.
I'm very excited about Breath of the Wild.
That trailer was sick.
Yeah,
It was
the
really
trailer
great.
was really good.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah.
For what?
Well, what did you think of the
Oh yeah,
presentation
so overall, yeah. So kind of what I'm thinking right now, and of course we're like talking just minutes after we just saw this, right? Is it was good, and it was very strong, and I saw a lot of what I expected, a few things I didn't, but really what I'm thinking about with these games and with the launch lineup and everything, and including with the marketing and what we saw. It needs to be great. It was good. I think it needs to be great, and I'm still not 100% convinced that they're going to pull this thing off as far as sales goes. I'm curious to see what's going to happen to Nintendo stock following that, of course, because after Super Mario Run or Pokemon or whatever, well, Pokemon, Nintendo stock shot up a little bit and then dropped straight back down. Mario Run, it dropped. So I'm wondering after this presentation what their stock price is going to do. I'm just curious.
We'll have to check and see. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still not 100% convinced that they're going to nail this on launch day. And I feel like, and I've said this before over on the DigiCage channel is that they have to nail this. Like they don't have a choice. And it's now or never for them to fly and keep running with the major companies if they want to compete. And I know they talk about not wanting to compete or just being different, but if they want to ride with Sony and Microsoft, they have to pull this off.
Yep. I think we just didn't see enough launch games. That was the thing. I thought we were going to get a lot more launch titles, but all we really got was Breath of the Wild. But I'd say overall the presentation was really well put together, but like you, I'm a little worried that the marketing isn't spot on.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, is there anything else you want to cover real quick? Anything else? Any final thoughts?
Overall, I think it was good. I agree with Scott. It wasn't great. I mean, I was expecting a lot more than what I got.
Yeah,
they focused a
me too.
lot on the hardware, but not like specs, just on like the Joy-Cons. Like they focused a lot on the Joy-Cons.
I was super impressed with the Joy-Cons, honestly. I think they're amazing, and I think that with how much they packed into those for the fact that we're still able to pay that $300 price tag, I think that it's outstanding and it's impressive what they've done. Because we have an IR port, we have accelerometers, we have shoulder buttons that are located on the rails inside the Joy-Cons, we have an analog stick that also functions as a button. We have like a cajillion different features packed into these tiny little controllers.
Oh yeah, the joystick's an amiibo reader too.
Yeah, and
it has everything in there.
It has everything, and it really is true what they said. Where they basically said they went through every Nintendo system from the past, including Game Boy and the SNES and N64, and they said this has the DNA that has been inherited from all previous Nintendo systems. And it's basically true. Like from that ending show reel they played of all those different games, we saw Street Fighter in there, and we saw all the indie games and a lot of the stuff that they went through in the presentation. And it's basically true. Like every single feature, just about from previous consoles, are now in this thing, and it's a freaking handheld. And I think from that standpoint, that was like one of the great parts about this presentation.
All I could think about the whole time was how many fun gifts are going to come from those guys.
Oh my god, so many memes, especially the Suda 51 guy. He was like, "Huh."
So many memes. Oh yeah, the guy who was trying to make himself look like a 2 for Splatoon 2.
That was so funny.
So cringy.
It was so typical of I don't know.
It was a Nintendo
That guy
thing.
was the only guy who did that during the presentation.
Yeah, it was so Nintendo. It was so. I haven't seen them Nintendo that hard for a while.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check out the Digicades. The link will be in the description. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the Nintendo Switch presentation. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you all soon.
Yeah, go check out the
Thanks,
DigiKids
guys.
channel. Bye.